creepy crawlies, which we might not necessarily deal with as much in the UK. I got bitten to death by mosquitoes. But it was my first time in Thailand, but I would definitely go back. It was beautiful and such a surreal experience as well to be filming in the middle of the Thailand jungle. Just to see elephants roaming past us during our lunch break was definitely something that I missed when I came back to England.
And you were shooting in Thailand to give yourself a sort of an Amazon sort of vibe that was sort of coming out in the movie. And watching the trailer, I can't help but flash back to think of Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez movie Anaconda, where they're going down the sort of dare I say, river, and they're told not to enter it in terms of tribes and sort of stuff like that. You get the sort of sense, but this is more cannibalistic in nature. This is more sacred sort of heritage, and dare I say, the enemy is amongst us. Its enemy in this terms is man.
Yes, it is. I think that's also what makes it scary is that it's humans that are the monsters in this. And it's something that is kind of a taboo subject, cannibalism. It's not something that, we talk about a lot. But I think it definitely made them scarier because it was another human that was doing the killing and the suspense that builds on that. There's a great shot in the movie where one of the cannibals is laying down, his eyes are actually painted, and he suddenly opens his eyes. I think it's in the trailer actually. And that's one of my favorite shots of the film because I think it's just the suspense build up to that. And then suddenly he opens his eyes. I think that is scary. And that's when the chase begins.
And Tiffany, can you tell us about your own character and how the role she plays in the movie, how we can associate her? Is she one of those that goes on the trip, dare I say, down the raft?
No, she's not one of the ones that goes down the river per se. My character is actually a motorbike racer girl. She is going through the jungle, probably where she shouldn't be, with her partner. And there's a big sign that says, "Do not enter," because it's the cannibal area. But of course, she decides to go in. And let's just say her partner and her meet a very gory, bloody end.
Okay. I imagine that's sort of fun for an actress. Have you died on set a few times in the past, or was this is your first time meeting the Grim Reaper in your professional acting career?
This is my first time, I think, dying. I've done some killing on set, on set in film. But yeah, this is actually, I believe, my first time dying in any film. But yeah, killing, being a murderer, I've done that a few times. But yeah, it was great fun actually to be able to go the other side.
And what is that sort of like, that sort of for first time in terms of you're more conscious of those sort of death sequences in terms of perfecting them? Because I imagine it's much harder to be on the other side of that sort of storyline.
It is. I think it's something that you tap into the fear of what you believe it would be like to go through something so similar. Obviously, not many of us have had near-death experiences, so it's tapping into similar fears, I suppose. And it's actually a lot of fun. I know that's probably not what people think, but it is actually a lot of fun to play such a heightened state of emotion, and that is definitely what happens to a lot, if not all, of the characters in this film.
And I know very much speaking to an awful lot of professionals, actors and actresses in the industry, especially stateside in Canada, most of it is all done self taped these days. But in terms of auditioning for the role, did you audition in the UK? And was that audition in person or for a change, or is it just a conventional sort of self taped through a talent agent, send it off, wait to hear back, and then the unexpected call from out of nowhere?
Well, it wasn't an unexpected call from out of nowhere. I actually know the director, Howard J. Ford, and he approached me saying, "I have this role. Would you be interested?" So it kind of went through that way. But in general, we all had to do self-tapes. I think that's pretty much how the industry is going at the moment. Everywhere, all over the world, it's self-tapes. There's not very many. I personally haven't had an in-person audition in years. So I think self-tapes is definitely the way that it's all heading.
Yeah. And Tiffany, when you heard the call and when you announced you got the part, was it on the book straight away that you'd be heading to Thailand? And how long did you spend in Thailand shooting the movie from start to finish?
So we were there approximately 5 to 5.5 weeks, as well as being in the movie. I also did production assistant behind the scenes, so I was there for the full duration of the whole film. So yeah, it was almost 6 weeks, which was very nice because it was during the winter months of the UK, so we got to escape sort of October, November time, which was yeah, much warmer in Thailand than it was in the UK.
And Tiffany, did you get much interaction? Obviously, you mentioned you were a production assistant as well, so that obviously meant you interacted with all the cast members. And I imagine when you're spending that amount of time over in a country, maybe 5 to 6 weeks, you form a bond and connection when you aren't sort of filming. And I imagine with Thailand as well, most of the scenes are probably done because of the heat at roughly afternoon to evening time or late in where there's a bit of calm. So during the daytime, for the early hours, I mentioned you had an awful lot of few hours to kill and or probably a few sleep-ins.
Yes, a lot of night shoots, so our body clocks were all over the place. But yeah, we definitely all became very close throughout filming. I knew a lot of the actors beforehand anyway. Sarah Alexandra Marks and Louis James are actually really good friends of mine. So it was actually really nice to get to spend a prolonged period of time with them and to see them acting as well. And every actor in the film did such an amazing job, and we all got to spend so much time together. And it was just great fun on set. We had a pool table at the house that we were staying at, so a lot of nights were spent congregated around a pool table, and we all got quite good at playing pool, I must admit.
Okay, okay. And Tiffany, before we came online, you mentioned another project that you just finished filming that might be coming our way in the near future. You might enlighten us about that?
Yes, it's another one of Howard J. Ford's films that he directed. It's called The Bone Keeper, and it is a creature feature. We spent a couple of weeks in Wales this year. It's also starring John Rhys Davis, who was oh, he's been in so many things: Indiana Jones, Lord of the
Yeah, I've
Rings.
spoken to
Yeah,
John Reese in the past. Yeah.
lovely man, lovely, lovely man. It was such a pleasure and privilege to get to do a few scenes with him. But yes, it's a creature feature set in a cave, and it's a great film. It's looking really, really good. So I'm hoping that everyone enjoys it when it comes out.
Okay, and Tiffany Hannam Daniels, if I can turn it over to you for the final 30 seconds, you might enlighten all our audience why they should go out mass to their theatre screens, streaming platforms, wherever A River of Blood is showing. And when they do, Tiffany, what's in store for them?
Well, you should go see it because it is an amazing film. It's a beautifully shot film. You get to see Thailand. You'll get to see some brilliant acting from all actors involved. It it's if you like your horror, if you like your cannibalism, if you like that sort of thing, it's definitely a horror thriller that you